Hello and welcome again to another IADC update. Today we are at an advantage where we can see quite clearly all that is happening in the second kilometer of the site straight across to the first kilometer of the runway for the Argyle International Airport. Behind me, and I will step aside so you can see, we can see clearly where we are with the construction of the box culverts, as well as work continuing on the apron and taxiway areas of the runway. Now, all of that work is taking place in the second kilometer of the site, and soon, very shortly, we will see the completion of the box culverts. They're exactly the same as those that we created in the first kilometer of the site that have been commissioned and are functioning right now to take the water off the runway. Now, in addition to being able to see clearly the work that is being done here with the box culverts in the second kilometer and the work going on the taxiways and apron areas, we can also see straight across to the first kilometer. And if you follow the runway, from the second kilometer right here in front of us, all the way across to the end of the first kilometer, you can see clearly that a tremendous amount of work has been done on the runway, and it is really looking like a runway from this vantage point. You can also see all the areas of greenery that we have allowed to grow back to assist us with keeping the dust down here at Argyle, and also to protect the sides of the runway as we continue construction. We will also mention that from this vantage point you can also see the air side of the terminal building. It is from this side that persons who are leaving the aircraft would enter the terminal building for the Argyle International Airport, and when you're leaving St. Vincent, you'll also come out on this side. So this we call the airside view of the terminal building here at the Argyle International Airport. And a lot of work is continuing on the terminal building itself, and as we go about on the site today, showing you all the progress that we are making, we will take you over there so you can see from the land side what is happening on that side of the terminal building. Now, I am going to turn around so that you can see what is now in front of me, which is the hillside where the Roman Catholic Church once stood in all its majesty, and has now been removed for quite some time, and the hillside is just standing there waiting to come down. So let us go across here where we can turn around and show you what is happening on that side of this hill. Well, on this side of the project, just behind me, you can see, as I mentioned before, the hillside where the Roman Catholic Church once stood. Now, in due time, we will be taking down that hillside, as well as starting the work on the seaside, where we will be doing some land reclamation. If you look carefully as well, you will see one or two structures still remaining on the site there. One building is really being used by the IADC for storage, and the other building has been stripped and just remained to be knocked down. And you will notice that a tremendous amount of soil has been removed from there. That is where we are taking soil right now so we can continue to fill up the runway in the second and first kilometers of the site. So a lot of work is also going on over there with the removal of soil, and soon we will see even more work in that area. We'll also be seeing a lot of work in the third kilometer when we begin the spanning of the Yambu River, which is set to start later this year. That land reclamation on this side is also set to start later this year, certainly before the end of 2012. So we're going to take a break from here right now, and we're going to go over to the terminal building to bring you closer to the action taking place over there. Stay with us and we will bring you up to date as we go along. Usually when we get to this point in our update, it is usually lunchtime and the guys are having lunch. But today we are fortunate. We are here before their lunch hour and they are busy at work down below. Now we're not seeing too many of them on the outside of the building. It means only one thing, that they are working on the inside. However, there are a few of them outside and we can see that the work here at the terminal building site is continuing apace. There is absolutely no slowing down. On the site, everywhere today, it's busy, and that is how it looks pretty much all of the time here at Argyle International Airport, except of course when it rains. Now, if you take a good look at the terminal building behind me, you would see that we have moved a lot since the last time we came out, and we are getting closer and closer to where we can start preparing ourselves for the roofing structure. We are at the very top of the 3rd floor of the building, and just a few more areas to take care of before we start seeing the roofing structure. Now I know that before the end of this year we will start seeing the roofing structure being put in place to facilitate the covering of the roof come early next year. So that is where we are with the construction of the terminal building. Things are really looking up. All of the areas are coming along, and the last time we were here I did promise that we will show you a bit more of the electronic substation, and work on that has also moved a lot. We have seen the structure pretty much blossomed in front of our very eyes. They have put up all their beams, all their steel. They have put up this structure and they have casted some of the areas. They have, it seems to me that they have also plastered some of the areas for the electronic substation over there. So that too is taking shape, and the entire plan here at the terminal building area is coming together. Now this is our vantage point that we use normally, this platform, and I'm gonna miss it when it's gone because then we will be below. But personally I can't wait to see it go, because when this is removed we know that we have started work on our parking lot, and we have to start that work before the end of the year. So there is a lot of work that we have to start before the end of the year into early next year, so that we can keep the project on schedule for completion at the end of 2013. And if you believe like I do, you know we can do it. We can complete all of the work for this Argyle International Airport by the end of 2013. You have heard recently that we got some more money from the CARICOM Development Fund. It's just under 9 million EC dollars, and that money will be assisting us in getting a lot of the work with the paving of the runway, to bring in the asphalt plant, the concrete plant, and all of those plants that we need, so we can get the paving going by early next year. So things are on the move and the entire plan is coming together. So stick with us as we continue to update you and we work towards the completion of the Argyle International Airport come 2013. Of course, we're getting some money from the CDF, but it's not all the money that we need. We do still need more money. So if you have not yet made your contribution to the Argyle International Airport, please do so. We do still have an account open at the Bank of SVG, number 200884. You can go there and you can make your contributions as well. So we encourage you to do that as we continue to work on your behalf and for the development of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. From here we're going to take you over to the first kilometer of the site. We know big things are happening over there. The stone crusher is assembled and other things are taking place. So we're going to take you over there to show you what's happening on that part of the project. Come with us. Well, here we are deep in the first kilometer of the project, and over in this kilometer is where a lot of the work right now is taking place. Of course, when we started this project back in 2008, this is where most of the work was concentrated, and we are still concentrating on this area even in 2012. Now behind me is where we have assembled the stone crushing plant, and if you take a good look you will see that it is all together. It has all been assembled and we are at the point where we are doing all the electrical installations to ensure ensure that the plant is working. Once we have done that and it is working, we will commission the plant and the stone crushing process will begin. That we are hoping to have started to the end of this month, October, into early November. And once we have started crushing stones and we have stored enough, we will start the laying of the base for the runway. That is a very important process, and we will start the base laying in the 2nd kilometer of the project. And as we go along, we will expand outwards into the 1st and 3rd kilometers of the project. In 2013, once we have the asphalt plant and the concrete batching plant and all of those things installed here at the site, we will start the pavement works. So all of those things are to be started early next year, and we are looking forward to them so that we can complete this project at the end of 2013. Immediately behind me is the pool where the stones, or as they prefer to call them, the aggregate for crushing, will be washed. They must be washed here before they go into the stone crushing plant, into the crusher, so that the material will be clean once it enters the stone crusher, and it will be clean material that we are using on the runway. So we have a lot going on here at Argyle. When we came here the last time when we showed you, we saw a lot of wood, the wooden structure being prepared for the casting of the pool, and all of that has been completed. They have some more work to be done on the pool, of course, to ensure that it is working in the way that they want it to work, so that the stones are washed there and they're taken back from here through some electrical system that they're going to have, so that they can get it back to the stone crusher. But all of those things, in due time, they will happen. From here, we are going to go on the top of Johnson Hill and overlook the site a bit more, to give you a more rounded view of what it looks like here at Argyle. Well, we have arrived on top of Johnson Hill, and whenever I am up here, I say, wow, simply breathtaking. No more evidence is needed to tell you that this is going to be the most picturesque airport in the entire Caribbean, if not the world. The Argyle International Airport. It is going to be a beautiful place to land in and a beautiful place to take off from. That is why we're working so hard at getting it completed at the time we say we want to have it completed. Of course, it is going to bring a lot of benefits to St. Vincent and the Grenadines, to help in the entire development of this country. From up here, we have a panoramic view of the entire site. We can literally turn around and look from the very 1st kilometer all the way over into the 3rd. And from up here, you get a more complete picture of what the runway looks like, and also from the terminal building area, you can take that in. You take in the mechanic workshop area, and you're going all the way over into the 3rd kilometer, where we are going to be doing some land reclamation and also bringing down the mountainside over there where the Catholic Church once stood. Of course, where we were earlier when we started the program, we were on top of the rocks where the petroglyphs are. And soon, when we have those petroglyphs removed, and hopefully we will see some movement in that area early next month to mid next month, and hopefully we could have the petroglyphs removed, all of those rocks would also be coming down. Of course, from this vantage point, you can look straight to the very end of the 1st kilometer, and where you never used to be able to see the sea from here, and that landmass over there, the Grenadines, you can now see them. They are in clear view. So the work is progressing. We are looking at the greenery growing back quite nicely, and we are happy so far with what we're seeing. As you look down, you would see that bank side here right in front of us with the pole still standing there. That too will soon be coming down. Currently, Vincent is working on relocating their lines and bringing the electricity to this side of the project. Once that is completed, those poles will be removed, and that area would come down also. Just behind there, you can see the rooftop of our soil testing lab. Soon that will be expanded to not just the soil, so that will be expanded as well. So a lot of work taking place and a lot more work to be done, but we are confident that we can have it done by the end of 2013, and with your help it can be done. We just needed to support the government, support the IADC as we work really hard to ensure that the project is completed. Of course, we're reminded that this is October and we are celebrating our independence. So I'm just asking everyone to be the patriot that we know you are and continue supporting the Argyle International Airport project. It holds a lot for us, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines could only get better with this project coming on board. Thanks for watching us. We'll see you next time.